Greetings, folks. I'm Dan Mack with the Shred Shack, and I'm welcoming back Mr. Michael Wilton of Queensryche. Say hello, sir.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on your show, and out here on tour, and just having a great time.
Yeah, excellent. Where are you guys right now?
We're in Sioux City, Iowa, touring with Judas Priest. So we're about 2.5 weeks into this tour, and all is good. The weather's been good, so we're enjoying it.
Okay, excellent. So let's talk about new album Digital Noise Alliance, just released this past October 7th. I gotta say, excellent album, start to finish, to say the least, so 100% kudos to that. Any particular songs that on the album that you feel are the strongest? Because I'm talking like there are a lot of great tracks on here that I find as far as like Chapters and Behind the Walls, Lost in Sorrow. Are there any particular favorites of yours?
Well, they're all very personal to me, and I think Digital Noise Alliance has kind of a variety. In a sense, not all the songs sound the same. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have different connections, I guess, with each song. But, out here we're playing Behind the Walls, which we did a video for, which is on YouTube. And that's a lot of people's favorites, and it's really fun to play live. And then we're also performing In Extremis, which was the first video we released. And, depending on how long our set time is out here, we're playing that one as well. We have been rehearsing the song Sick Death, so we're hoping to eventually, get that into the set at some point. But, each one is so different, and but I think as far as my wish list, I think it would be really cool to play the last track, Tormentum. That would be really badass, and hopefully we could do that when we do a proper headlining tour for DNA.
Excellent. I'll say that when I found out I was going to have this opportunity to speak with you, I actually went back and listened to the whole catalog from original EP to Digital Noise Alliance, of course paying particular attention to the last 4. Now, I'm of the opinion that with each of these new releases, you guys have turned back the clock a little bit more, kind of modernizing a lot of those past efforts without being derivative. How does the band approach writing new music now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that contributed to that. And the evolution of the band was just at a point coming out of a crappy 1.5 years of pandemic to put together something that was more organic, more kind of improvised, more, everybody in the room, kind of like what we did in the early 80s. Before there was technology. It was like everybody got in a room and everybody showed everybody, their ideas, their riffs, their lyrics, whatever. And this was done in that fashion, but in a modern sense. So it was everybody in the room, and we built the songs from the ground up. A lot of these songs were built from just guitar riffs. And I think that in itself, you have instant gratification, instant, ideas. It's more kind of, I don't know, old school, but yet more efficient, because we're not writing complete songs and emailing them or whatever. It's like these are improvised from the ground up, and we've just never done this with this rendition of Queensryche, and it worked out so well. So I think, the fact that it was all built together, I think it does bring back, the passion of the old albums.
Yeah.
And, and I think a lot of people are connecting with that. And, the fact that, we brought out the the Marshall amplifiers and that were used on the Legacy albums. I brought those out and we used those to record, and I think that just kind of adds to that and enhances that kind of vintagey feel.
Awesome. This album also marks the return of Mike Stone to the fold, as well as the full inclusion of Casey Grillo on drums. How do you feel this new presentation of members has affected the dynamic within the band?
Oh my gosh, it was badass. I mean, everybody in this are top musicians, and having Casey on the drums. Todd had to play the drums on the last album, but this one it's Casey Grillo, and he's been with the band now for almost 5 years. So it was his time to shine on this album, and he really did a amazing job. And bringing Mike Stone back in was great. He got to work on a few songs, and we wrote some badass double solos on some of the songs. So it's great, and it's just made for this cohesive album, fun to record.
Excellent. So I got to know, what inspired the inclusion of the cover of Billy Idol's Rebel Yell?
Well, with our record company, they always like to have bonus tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And, in the past, we've always done live versions of songs. So this time, we decided, let's do something different. Let's do a cover version of a song. And originally, it was a cult song. We had, worked up She Sells Sanctuary. But we feel, that it didn't have, the energy that we wanted. And then Todd, brought up the idea of Rebel Yell. And so we all started vibing on that, great song. And, we came up with a rendition of it that is, true to the original, but, little flavors of Queensryche here and there. So that, I think, it kind of fit the energy of the album. And it was better for Todd to sing.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if what I've read is to be believed, the band already has some material in the tank for a follow-up to Digital Noise Alliance. How much truth is there to that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when we were done with all the writing sessions, we were on a roll, basically. We were coming up with like 5 ideas a day. And so we came to a point where we were at like 22 songs. And then Zeus said, we got to put the brakes on this. We got to concentrate on, 11 or 12 tunes. So, yeah, there's still some top shelf material there that wasn't worked on, and it was more about getting a representation that, had a bit of diversity, I think, in the songs, that they, key-wise, just vibe-wise, what flowed the best and everything. So those are the songs that we, chose, and that's something that we do, because, face it, we're old school, and when I say let's record an album, I'm actually thinking of an LP album cover, it's like, and that being said, I come from a time where you listen to the first song all the way to the end of the album, immerse yourself in what the band you're listening to, But anyway, that's the way I think of it. We don't come out this as like writing singles and putting them on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and I think that, we were just in the East Coast and Zeus came out to one of our shows, and on his phone he had some of the other songs that we didn't choose for the DNA album, and we were listening to them and we're going, holy crap, this is awesome. So yeah, we got some stuff there that Zeus is foaming at the mouth. So
Nice, very nice. Now, Queensryche as an entity is right around the 40-year mark, and undoubtedly you guys are hitting more than a significant stride now with each album. A lot of artists out there are throwing out ideas of last albums and farewell tours and all that kind of stuff. Where do you stand? Does this band plan to forego all that and die with their boots on?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this a while, for a few decades, and it's like, Eddie and I we're hell bent on just taking this as far as we can go.
Mm-hmm.
And what inspiration, but Judas Priest with Rob Halford, guy's badass. He's kicking ass every night, and it's kind of that attitude. Let's go until we can't go anymore.
Excellent. So, you like you said, you're currently on tour with Judas Priest, who they're celebrating 50 years themselves. Sounds like you're having a great time. So, what comes after the Priest tour?
Well, the Judas Priest tour ends December 1st, and then springtime of 2023, we're doing a proper Digital Noise Alliance headline tour. So that's on the horizon, and then also in 2023 we're working on getting back to Europe and maybe South America. So I think they're trying to book those dates, and it's just a challenging times, and it's you got to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we want to play, we want to travel, play for our fans and everything, but sometimes just the logistics just don't work out. I mean, this inflation thing is really tough on a lot of bands, and it's like, for bands that have buses and everything like us, it's like diesel is like, oh my god, it's like triple the cost of what it was the last time we had a bus.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so, we just want to keep going as long as we can.
Sounds good to me. Now, obviously, Queensryche has several albums worth of music up there. I believe you're hitting about 15, 16 full-length studio albums at this point. And you mentioned earlier that there are one or two songs from DNA that you would like to include in the set list when you do the full-on DNA tour. Are there any other songs from the past that you would love to put back in the live set list that you just never pulled the trigger on?
Yeah, I mean, with this band with Todd in it, we've been talking about pulling out Deliverance from the Warning album.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I think we performed a few times when we were on tour with Dio or Kiss or something. It's like back in the early 80s. So that would be a really fun one to play live.
Okay. My last question for you, in all your experience in the industry, making music, touring, and all that, what do you feel is the most important lesson that you've learned through it all?
Well, I think as a band, you want to, please yourself, but I think what I've learned is that it's more about how you connect with the fans, and the passion you put in, helps that. And I think it's more about connecting with our fans and writing music that, that we think is badass.
Okay, excellent. All right. So, like I said, that is my last primary question for you. Again, Digital Noise Alliance came out October 7th, available digitally and physically for those people like me who still like to buy CDs and whatnot. Can I just ask you? Phenomenal. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time today. I hope you guys continue to have a great time on tour. Enjoy your break before you get to go on the full length tour and continue to kick that ass, all right?
All right. Thanks a lot.
Doc-
Great talking with you, and thanks for supporting Queensryche and support live music.
You're very welcome, and we will continue to do so for sure.